Oh, I have the little director's thing for action if you guys ever wanted to use it. Yo, I have it. I've never used it.
You want to use it right now? Is that what you're saying? We don't need it,
You know
but
what
we
I
don't
use?
need it, but we can.
JAJA'S favorite basics. Take one.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Yaya, your BeastCamp. I'm going to share with you my favorite KRUMP basics today. 3 KRUMP basics that I would like to share with you guys. Number 1 would be for sure arm placements, and the reason why I love arm placements so much is because they have variety of use, right? Not only that, you can use them in any kind of position. You can use levels with it, you can go up with it, you can turn around with it, you can use your hands with it, and you can use your speed with it. You can use it slowly. You can change the texture of your arm placements as well. And the reason why I love it so much, because I love stopping. I just love a nice, clean stop. And that is one of my favorite things in dance, thanks to animation. And I use animation a lot in my KRUMP. And it's just pleasant for my eyes to see a nice, clean stop. So that's why I just love really nice arm placement. You can use it with your body as well as a trigger to your body. And then you can use it also with your legs. So whatever you're doing with your arms, you can replicate with your legs and your feet. And there were some times when I wouldn't even use jabs or arm swings at all in my rounds. I remember for a couple months, I wasn't even focusing on those 2 basics at all. And I was literally focusing just on arm placement. And the reason why I love it so much, because you can break it down really well as well too. So you can break it down in your wrist, you can break it down in your elbows, you can break it down in your shoulders, you can use it as a full extended arm. And yeah, it just has so many different options, you know. Basic number 2 I would like to share with you guys is the hand gestures. So I love using the hands in front. Sometimes I would literally do just rounds when I would be just focusing on communicating and talking with my hands. Because again, I love the stop in the hand gestures that I can do. I love a nice, good, fast, clean switch with my hand gestures. I love the fact that the hands are there for the communication as well. So a lot of times when I teach KRUMP to people that have never KRUMP or never even danced, one of my favorite classes to do with them is to actually for them to imagine that they are a singer or a rapper, or even better, imagine that they are communicating, right? So when people communicate and when they talk, they have different hand and arm gestures like this, right? And so I ask them to talk to me, and usually, either their arms would be right here or like this, or they would be touching their neck, or they would be maybe right here because they would be super nervous, right? Or they would be right here because they would be super confident, right? And then I would ask them to just add it into your dance with more speed, with more power, with more confidence, or with more of a over-exaggerating gestures, right? So that way, actually, I found out that when I teach a person who has never danced or KRUMP before, they're capable of looking very KRUMP at the end of the class if they're focusing on the way that they're communicating normally, but just turning it into first arm placement and then hand gestures. Another reason why I love hand gestures as well is because not only I love to use the basic ones that we have in KRUMP, I love to use different hand signs. For some reason, I really love this one, and recently I found out that this in yoga means connecting to earth, which is really awesome. I don't have a deep knowledge of it, but I know it's called mudras or something like that. And then there is different mudras in yoga that they're using, and different ones mean different things. So I see a lot of people using these kind of hand signs in Chrome maybe without realizing that there is other meanings to it. And so that's kind of what I studied recently is different hand signs and the meaning of it in different fields of life. Another reason why I love it so much is because there is recently I found out from a book called Montessori at Home that there's a strong connection in human development between hand and brain. So with babies, as you might all know, I have Maya right now, they are learning through their hands mainly. So one of their first milestones is actually to grab, but then actually releasing something is a skill on its own as well too. So even such a simple thing as grabbing and releasing right now is something that I would be using in KRUMP right now as well too, just to being inspired by her. Another thing, for example, that they're learning is to do the pincer grab. It's actually just the skill of grabbing something with your finger and your thumb like this, because that's actually very unique for humans to do. So even such as little things like this, I can be using in KRUMP, but also it just shows that because there's such a strong connection between the development of the hand and brain, it just maybe explains why I just like it so much. And the last reason why I like hands and hand gestures as well too is because I got into sign baby language, where I'm actually signing with Maya, where they tell her like, hey, I'm going to change your diaper right now, so I can use that it KRUMP as well. So I can be doing my arm placement and then do boom, boom. Get me. I'm gonna change that. What is it? So I learned stuff. Thank you, or I'm sorry, or more, or this is gentle, or let's go outside. So all of these things I can use in my KRUMP as well, and then I can actually create a signing KRUMP language out of it. And the last one I love a lot would be the KRUMP bounce. I was working on the KRUMP bounce a lot, especially in 2017, 2018. Those are the 2 years that I was literally just focusing on that. The reason why I love the KRUMP bounce again is because it has so many uses in KRUMP, where I can be using it for transferring on my feet in KRUMP. I can be using it with my textures. I can be using it with speed control. I can be implementing the stops in it. I can again add stop motion in it. The bounce is kind of like the glue to all the basics. My KRUMP was always looking super flat before because I was just using the arms, the chest pops, and the legs, but I didn't really have the flow in between. And that's why I had such a hard time to freestyle KRUMP. I was more just doing combo after combo after combo after combo. Well, first because I was taught that, and second, I just didn't have the bounce flow in between. One of my favorite rounds that I did was at EBS against Lady AY 2017. And they played the song that has the little bounce bounce. And when they played the song, I knew the song so well, and right when they played the song, I had like the whole imagination and visualization of my round in my head. It just like played out right there, and right when I heard it, I was like, yep. that was a really good memory. And the second memory I have is from Cronfire. It was a promotion for $8, 2018. They played super bouncy track for me, and that was the round that I felt like for the first time, I felt like super comfortable with just freestyling and dancing KRUMP, not just throwing material and combos into it. So that's definitely a good memory right there as well. Yeah, and those are my favorite KRUMP basics.
Oh yeah.
It's time to play. I'm sucking bounce. Come on, bounce. I'm sucking bounce. Come on, bounce. I'm sucking bounce. Come on, bounce. East Coast, West Coast, South, yeah.